Hi guys, my goodness, it's the job of government to look after the health, education and well-being of the public. If an administration can't do that, then what really is the point? So as we know, there's been severe damage caused by Storm Bert across the UK, which has resulted in families and businesses struggling. Who is supposed to be there when things like this happen? Well, both local and central government. However, this is what Chris Bryant, a government minister, had to say when he appeared on Sky News to discuss the damage.
You don't want to say that the worst is over. I know that we're going to have to try and raise as much money as we possibly can for individual families who are really going to be struggling in my patch. So if anybody has a spare £1,000, you just have to go GoFundMe, Rhondda and Ogmore floods. I'd be really grateful. If we could get to £20,000, we'd be able to give to £200 to everybody who I think has been affected.
Now, people may think on the surface, well, what's the problem here? What's wrong with Chris Bryant asking people to donate to a GoFundMe to support people who are struggling because of the flooding? It's the government's job to provide people with support. It's not the public's job. This reminds me of these horror stories that are presented as feel-good stories in the US, where somebody, for example, isn't able to afford cancer treatment, so they are forced to sell their home, but at the last minute, a journalist turns up and the local community puts some money together and helps cover those people's costs, when it should be the state that should be covering those costs. In the same manner here, a government minister, like if this guy had been from some charity or something, you could say, well, okay, that's understandable. It's not even understandable at that level, because it's still the government's job to support people during a natural disaster. But a government minister, not even a backbench MP, a government minister going on TV asking people to donate to a GoFundMe to help people during this crisis, when it's the job of the government, local government and central government. This is insane. This is insane. I can't emphasize enough how ridiculous this is, and it's becoming normalized. It seems to be a sort of thing inherited from the US, copied and pasted from the US. Look, we want to have small government. We don't want to pay taxes. But if you do that, then you'll end up having situations where the general public have to donate to GoFundMes to provide support for people who are struggling following a natural disaster. Something has to change. I'm dumbfounded. Honestly, I'm dumbfounded. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.